All right. Well, thanks for being patient with me. I'm going to do some more notebook blogging. As I said, I was working on that. I also just got a couple jobs that I have to focus on for a little bit. But getting work also enables me to do this in the long run. So I think that'll all work out. Another thing that interfered is I started working on a blog, and I decided to use a new kind of blogging technology. So when you think about blogging, well, when I think about blogging, I think of this whole history of people starting off with things like Finger and these little Unix utilities, and then the web comes along. It's like, well, let's have your own little homepage, and then you made your own homepage to remember some links as a shortcut to your own links, and then you shared that with other people, and then you put little information, and you had a little log on there, but you had to edit the file every time in HTML. So people made little systems, and as it developed their software, where all you had to do was type the post, and these things like WordPress are dynamically generated. The post is in a database, and when a different user go to your blog, it goes to a website that the server ends up asking the database for a bunch of little pieces, and then it sends it back to you. Now, this is nice and dynamic and powerful because it's dynamic. So it can as a little piece, it can put my name in there. It can say, hi, Piero, welcome to so-and-so's blog, right? It's dynamic, whereas the old pages were just static. Well, now there's a thing called static blogging. Like so many things right now, that's kind of retro, but it's updated better. It's not going back to the old way. The web page is static, but you get to write these files locally, like in your own home directory, and edit them or whatever, just as files, and then you run make, the very same program you run to build software. And if whichever files have changed or if there's new files, it'll go ahead and recompile them and generate the web page. And you can look at the web page if you like it. You can just say, okay, publish it through various different ways to a website. And the nice thing about this is you don't need any special kind of host. Now, a bad thing is it won't support comments. To support comments, I'm going to have to put a plugin that then goes to another website to get comments, because of course I can't compile in your comments. And so the blog's a little bit rough around the edges still. I'm going to change some of the styling and things, but it does exist. And I posted a couple tests because I wanted to, one, be able to make posts, and then two, I really needed a system that I could blog with Python notebooks, IPython notebooks. And so this setup allows that. And so I have a second test that has a notebook in it. And so I'll put the link below, and please check it out. And this channel and this blog, it's kind of a project to become a better communicator, to try to give back and make sure the communication is two-way and become more connected. So people that take an interest in it, I'd be happy to let you help mold what it is all about. I've been thinking about, should some of this be about my struggles working as a software engineer? And I think it probably should be. I kind of think it's nice that blogging has a personal component, but I want to obviously focus on computing and what's going on, and even, frankly, promotion of some cool trends that I'm interested in and take part in, and becoming a part of the communication around those technologies. So one thing I did want to say too is this name information theory. I'm not presenting you any information, collegiate academic information theory. I don't know, it looks frozen because it comes back. I'm calling it that because I come from a philosophy background, and really, to be direct, since I'm trying to teach concrete things, what I'm teaching is the opposite, really, of information theory. It's sort of, my perspective on the very practicalities of both computing, and also the fact that to be good at computing, you have to be autodidactic. You have to be able to teach yourself things and learn things, and how to do that. And that process, and it's really very much a real world. It's a lot more about engineering than computer science or information theory, though I'll try to bring those in. And also, I do come at this from the point of view as a logician, as a generalist. though I've been specializing in data processing for the last decade. I've done a lot of different things, and with the logic background, I think very generally. And so, in my case, I have found myself in a part of the industry where, as I say, it's crucial that you be able to learn new things, because there's new things and you have to learn them. So a couple notebook ideas. I have been playing with some economic data, wealth distribution data, not to make any point, just to load them as a way to show how the plotting works, the way to show how Pandas, a NumPy module or system that uses NumPy, will load Excel and tables and can handle really big tables since it's based on NumPy. I also was thinking of doing showing Mongo, a new kind of database. I see these are things that are really where the industry is going, but also just for hobbyists, they're easier and more powerful both. There's really a new generation. We've hit a new starting point. There's new kinds of products out there, and no SQL database is an example of those things. And Mongo's really used, at least in Linux, and so is in the JavaScript browsers have a thing called IndexedDB, which is also a NoSQL database. And these store, instead of rows in the table, they can store rich documents that are nested. And you have key value pairs, and some key can point to another dictionary of key value pairs or lists. And so you can have very complex documents. And it makes everything a lot easier, more powerful. And of course, on a professional level, there's reasons to use SQL databases for certain things, at least currently, again, practical, from a practical point of view. So see the link to my blog below, and I'm looking forward to making some more notebook videos and compiling these as they build up into classifications of things that we can introduce. And I think after I get a spectrum of those out there, I would like to go through some concrete tutorial type video series that tie them all together. And I haven't thought how to do that. I don't know that I would necessarily want a toy project. I think I might just start presenting this open source system that I've been using for doing data processing, and just take you on some of my experiences working on it. All right, cheers.